Melvin Glover, born May 15, 1961, better known by his stage name Grandmaster Melle Mel or simply Melle Mel, is an American rapper who was the lead vocalist and songwriter of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. Career: Glover began performing in the late 1970s. He may have been the first rapper to call himself MC, Master of Ceremonies. Other Furious Five members included his brother Kid Creole, Nathaniel Glover, Scorpio, Eddie Morris, Raheem, Guy Todd Williams, and Cowboy, Keith Wiggins. While a member of the group, Cowboy created the term hip-hop while teasing a friend who had just joined the U.S. Army by scat-singing the words hip/hop/hip/hop in a way that mimicked the rhythmic cadence of marching soldiers. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five began recording for Enjoy Records and released Super Rappin' in 1979. They later moved on to Sugar Hill Records and were popular on the R&B charts with party songs like Freedom and The Birthday Party. They released numerous singles, gaining a gold disc for Freedom and touring. In 1982, Melle Mel began to turn to more socially aware subject matter, in particular the Reagan administration's economic, Reaganomics, and drug policies, and their effect on the black community. A song, The Message, became an instant classic and one of the first examples of conscious hip-hop by exploring personal and social themes. Mel recorded a rap over session musician Duke Butty's instrumental track The Jungle. Some of Mel's lyrics on The Message were taken directly from Super Rappin'. Other than Melle Mel, no members of Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five actually appear on the record. Butty also contributed vocals. Raheem was to later lip-sync Butty's parts in the music video. The Message would later be the first hip-hop record ever to be added to the United States National Archive of Historic Recordings and the first hip-hop record inducted into the Grammy Hall of Fame. Mel would also go on to write songs about struggling life in New York City, New York, and making it through life in general, survival, The Message too. Grandmaster Flash split from the group after contract disputes between Melle Mel and their promoter Sylvia Robinson in regard to royalties for The Message. When Flash filed a lawsuit against Sugar Hill Records, the factions of the Furious Five parted. Mel became known as Grandmaster Melle Mel and the leader of the Furious Five. The group went on to produce the anti-drug song White Lines, Don't Do It. An unofficial music video starred up-and-coming actor Lawrence Fishburne and was directed by then-unknown film student Spike Lee. The record was falsely credited to Grandmaster plus Melle Mel by Sugar Hill Records, in order to fool the public into thinking Grandmaster Flash had participated on the record. Mel gained greater fame and success after appearing in the movie Beat Street, with a song based on the movie's title. He performed a memorable rap on Chaka Khan's smash hit song I Feel For You, which introduced hip-hop to a wider and more mainstream R&B audience. Grandmaster Melle Mel and the Furious Five had further hits with Step Off, Pump Me Up, King of the Streets, Jesse, and Vice, the latter being released on the soundtrack to the TV show Miami Vice. Jesse was a highly political song which urged people to vote for then-presidential candidate Jesse Jackson. In 1988, after an almost 4-year layoff, Mel and Flash reunited and released the album on the strength, but with up-and-coming new school artists such as Eric B. and Rakim, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Public Enemy, Boogie Down Productions, and Big Daddy Kane dominating the hip-hop market, the album failed miserably. Mel performed with the King Dream Chorus and Holiday Crew on King Holiday, aimed at having Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday declared a national holiday. Mel also performed with Artists United Against Apartheid on the anti-apartheid song Sun City, which was aimed at discouraging other artists from performing in South Africa until its government ended its policy of apartheid. Mel ended the decade by winning 2 Grammy Awards for his work on Quincy Jones' Back on the Block and Q, the autobiography of Quincy Jones' albums. In 1995, Duran Duran did a cover version of White Lines featuring performances from Grandmaster Flash and Melle Mel and released it as the second single from their cover album Thank You. In 1996, Mel contributed vocals to the U.S. edition of Cher's hit One by One. Their version is only available on the maxi CD format. In 1997, Melle Mel signed to Straight Game Records and released Right Now, an album which features Scorpio, from the Furious Five, and Rondo. This album took more of a harder rap style. It barely sold at all in the US and the UK. Mel and Ralph McDaniels, aka Uncle Ralph. In 2001, under the name Die Hard, he released the song On Lock with Rondo on the soundtrack of the movie Blazin'. Die Hard released an album of the same name in 2002 on 7P Records. On November 14, 2006, Mel collaborated with author Cricket Casey and released the children's book The Portal in the Park, which comes with a bonus CD of his rapped narration. It also features 2 songs, World Family Tree and The Fountain of Truth, by then unknown Lady Gaga performing with Mel. The book was re-released in 2010. Also in 2006, Melle Mel attended professional wrestling school. In 2007, at age 45, he stated in an interview with allhiphop.com that I'm going to try to take some of John Cena's money and get with WWE and do my thing. On January 30, 2007, Mel released his first ever solo album, Muscles. The first single and music video was M3, The New Message. On March 12, 2007, Melle Mel and the Furious Five, joined by DJ Grandmaster Flash, became the first rap group ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In his acceptance speech, Mel implored the recording industry members in attendance to do more to restore hip-hop to the culture of music and art that it once was, rather than the culture of violence that it has become. He added, "I've never been shot, I've never been arrested, and I've been doing hip-hop all my life. I can't change things all by myself. We need everybody's help, so let's do it and get this thing done." On October 10, 2008, Mel appeared on Bronx-based culinary adventure show Bronx Flavor alongside host Baron Ambrosia. In the episode Night at the Bodega, he appears as a spiritual mentor to sway the Baron from his overindulgent ways and get him on the right path to success. In April 2011, it was revealed that he would take part in a new hip-hop/pro wrestling collaboration, the Urban Wrestling Federation. Its first bout, First Blood, was recorded in June 2011. Mel also appeared in Ice-T's 2012 hip-hop documentary, Something from Nothing, The Art of Rap. In August 2015, Mel appeared with Kool Moe Dee and Grandmaster Caz in Macklemore and Ryan Lewis's song and music video Downtown. In May 2016, Mel and Scorpio, performing as Grandmaster's Furious Five feat Melle Mel and Scorpio, released their single Some Kind of Sorry. Singles. 1979 We Rap More Mellow, as the younger generation. 1979 Flash to the Beat, as Flash and the Furious Five. 1979 Super Rappin', as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1980 Freedom, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1980 The Birthday Party, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1981 Showdown, as the Furious Five meets the Sugar Hill Gang. 1981 It's Nasty, Genius of Love, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1981 Scorpio, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1981 The Adventures of Grandmaster Flash on the Wheels of Steel, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1982 The Message, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1982 Message 2, Survival, as Melle Mel and Duke Booty. 1983 New York, New York, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1983 White Lines, Don't Do It, as Grandmaster and Melle Mel / Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five / Grandmaster Flash and Melle Mel. 1984 Continuous White Lines, Remix, as Grandmaster Melle Mel and the Furious Five. 1984 Jesse, as Grandmaster Melle Mel. 1984 Beat Street Breakdown aka Beat Street, as Grandmaster Melle Mel and the Furious Five. 1984 Step Off, as Grandmaster Melle Mel and the Furious Five. 1984 We Don't Work for Free, as Grandmaster Melle Mel and the Furious Five. 1984 World War III, as Grandmaster Melle Mel and the Furious Five / Grandmaster Melle Mel. 1985 King of the Streets, as Grandmaster Melle Mel. 1985 Pump Me Up, as Grandmaster Melle Mel and the Furious Five. 1985 Vice, as Grandmaster Melle Mel. 1985 The Mega Mel Mix, as Melle Mel. 1988 Gold, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1988 Magic Carpet Ride, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1994 Sun Don't Shine in the Hood, Split 12 single with the original as the Furious Five. 1995 The Message 95, Remix, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1997 The Message, Remix, as Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. 1997 Mama, as Grandmaster Melle Mel and Scorpio. 1997 Mr. Big Stuff, as Grandmaster Melle Mel and Scorpio. 2003 Where Ya At? As Melle Mel. 2007 M3, as Grandmaster Melle Mel. 2011 Marcus Schultz presents Dakota feat. Grandmaster Melle Mel and Scorpio, Sleepwalkers. 2014 Don't Shoot, as Grandmaster Melle Mel. 2016 Some Kind of Sorry, as Grandmaster's Furious 5-Foot, Melle Mel and Scorpio. Collaborations. 1984 I Feel For You by Chaka Khan. 1986 MC Story by MC Chill and Eminon, The Baby Beatbox. 1986 Susie by Eminon. 1986-87 Who Do You Think You're Funkin' with collaborating with Africa Bambaataa. 1988 Are You Tough Enough remix by Rebby Jackson. 1989 What's the Matter with Your World? With Van Silk. 1995 White Lines, Don't Do It by Duran Duran. 1996 What Order with Keith LeBlanc. 2005 RSVP with Nicole. 2008 Hip Hop Fantasy by Chutzpah for the track Business. 2009 Electro Soul Satisfaction collaborating with Mike Murphy of The System.